Hi, ladies. I am Karen Ray. I'm the founder here at Fave Lifestyles, and we are celebrating today because we are so excited to celebrate Tina Tesch-Myers and being selected for our Being Brave book coming out in December of 2024. And her stories, I'm just going to give you a little quick synopsis. Hello, Tina. First, we'll
Hello.
say hi. I'm so excited to have you here today. And we were having a few technical difficulties, which can happen. So we are regrouping, and here we are. So good to have you here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about you. I'm going to give a little bit of your bio, and then I'm going to have you hop in, and we'll give a little synopsis of your story then too. So Tina is an environutrient consultant, which simply means she works on your health, and this ripples into your environment. She reducing plastics and chemicals from your kitchen to your garden to transform your health and this magnificent planet. Oh my goodness. So many cool things because your story goes right along with everything that you do. And I'm so excited for the ladies to be able to read your book when it comes out, or read your chapter about dive in is what it's called. So Tina, just give us just a real quick, brief overview of because we don't want to give it all away, but just a little overview of your story.
Well, it's my story of how it all started. And I have my magnificent son, Joaquin, who at the age of 13, 14, when we were walking on the beach, his magic sentence was, "You guys have screwed up the environment and we have to clean it up," which he was referring to his generation. And then I'd say, okay, look, let's start now. Let's not wait any longer. And so we could start making some impact now. But those words are very, forthcoming at the time, but terrifying.
Yeah.
Really, really terrifying.
And really the essence of your story too is because you had been in an established business, and here you were making this, that here's this impact that your son said, this pivot point is like, wait, what are we doing? And how is that going to look for the future? And and the story that goes all around that transformation that had to happen for you and those brave steps that you had to take. So I'm very excited for the ladies to be able to tap into that, because how many other people are in that transformation, that transition space where you're like, wait, there's more to this world. There's more to what we do. And I really want to make an impact. I mean, I wish I had our little paddles right here says, I relate, because so many women, I think it's like, we really want to have some meaning to what we do and really make a difference. And that's really what your story is about, and that everything that you do.
Yeah. And it's also connecting. I mean, I love my work. I love my role thing. I love my clients. But, it was dying slowly, that passion that I had from day one. And it's something that I just couldn't resurrect. As much as I really worked at it, it was there. I mean, I still love doing the work, but it was not fulfilling my soul. And I knew down deep there was another calling. There really was, as terrifying as it is.
Yeah.
And overwhelming, and just always someone else will do it. Someone else will do it. Pass it along to someone else who's got the credentials, who's got the PhDs, who's got everything. And I just realized, we have so many phenomenal organizations, Oceans for Oceans, Oceana, Clean Up Oceans. And they do everything in the ocean. And I am so grateful that they exist. And I thought, let me go to the grassroots. Let me just be an everyday woman who has a passion to help and to make this really doable and simple for people to really step into changing. And one thing at a time, because we're all overwhelmed. We have so much in our lives. We from the PTA to the mortgages to the gardening to the shopping.
Right.
We have everything. And one more thing, you just go, no, But one thing that takes 10 minutes, and that's that compounding result of how that helps your health. Because you really have to look at your health and how then that ripples out into the environment.
Wow. Wow. So much right there. And so ladies will be able to read the story in the book and how that all comes together.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit because the story itself is so important, but today we're going to talk a little bit about your experience about even stepping into write your story.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and what that was like, because we had a couple conversations. I remember, Karen. So because it is such a brave thing just to write it down, that story of that transformation, because you were in one place doing a business and then this pivot point with your son, which led to you taking some really brave steps into something new. So, but what was it like just even thinking about writing that story?
Well, your questions were phenomenal. I mean, your questions made me dig deeper. And I'll sit outside in the garden and I'm writing and I started crying. And I'm crying as I'm answering these messages and things were coming up from round down deep that I didn't even realize that were there. And that's when I'd bring you, I love these questions. I love it. Because it really makes you not be superficial. You have to go down deep to answer them.
Yes.
You have to connect in a part with you down deep that you didn't realize was there.
Yeah. And then we asked questions. So they gave the ladies some ideas. Some of the questions are about, what do you believe being brave means to you? And I think that is one of the things, as the ladies have written their stories too, and reflected. And after they read their stories, like, oh, brave means something different than I really thought it was going to mean.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that reflection, and also I found myself sitting there even when I went through the questions too, that this feeling of overwhelm. It's like, oh my gosh, in fact, I'm getting little chills right now just thinking about, yeah, you know what, I was brave. And this is how it showed up in my life. And I see that with you too. I mean, because you had to step out and do something that you hadn't done before.
Yeah, I know. And I didn't think I was capable of. I mean, really, and then once you've done that, once you've made that step, you go, okay, now what can I achieve? Now what can I do?
And I think, and your thoughts I would love too, is I think when we write it down, it becomes part of our book of proof, and we can reflect on it and go, yeah, if I did that, what else am I capable of doing?
Yeah.
Or even taking that next step.
Yeah. And it's that next step. And it gets you. I mean, I love what they say, being, it's not, how would you call it? More than what you think. Oh, I can't think of the word. Imposter syndrome. And I'm just going, I remember Mel Robbins once said, imposter syndrome means that you're stepping up into your uncomfortable zone.
Oh, well, that's interesting. That's a nice.
Yeah.
That's a twist on what we've heard of imposter syndrome too.
Yeah.
So,
and it was just like, yeah, I like this imposter syndrome. I will step up. Yeah. And it made the stepping up just that little bit easier.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. So Tina, why, as we go writing our stories, why do you think that's important for women to write their story and share it?
It's important for you to acknowledge what you're capable of, what you have underlying, what you never thought you could do, and to give yourself such a surprise and to give yourself such a freedom inside of knowing what you're feeling and how you're putting things together really has value.
Oh my gosh. Can I just bottle that up? And can we just give that to all the ladies? Because that is so beautiful. I mean, how many people we feel less than?
Yeah, yeah.
And just knowing that even those words that you said that it's so encouraging to know
Mhm.
that we could do something
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
what we bring to the table is valuable.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it
Um,
really is valuable. It really is.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. So many good things. Yeah. So did it writing your story, did it change your perspective on how you see being brave?
Yeah, I see brave from inside as fulfilling your calling, that brave stepping into what you really meant to be doing.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, absolutely. Just stepping into those spaces.
Mhm,
Oh my
mhm.
goodness. Yeah. And so do you see that writing your story and putting it out there? Because you've been in now several books and stuff. Do you see that as brave?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even just giving my stories to my brothers and just going, okay, I wonder what they're going to say.
Tina, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
It's one thing, I think, sharing it with our communities of women because
mhm.
we tend to be with women who are like-minded.
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually really a brave thing sharing it with like a family member or somebody that knows you from a different circle.
Oh, I know, completely knows you from a different realm
Yeah,
and
because
has to look at you through different eyes now.
yes. Wow. So what kind of, were you expecting a certain response or expecting a
Well, I
response?
haven't got one yet. I think they're a little bit dumbfounded.
Oh,
We'll wait. We will wait and see.
oh my gosh. So what do you hope the impact that women will take away from your story? What are your hopes?
My hopes are that, don't be frightened. Just really take a step. Really jump, get up, jump off the limb, jump off the branch, jump off the cliff, because you're never going to regret it. And when you dive down deep, you uncover so much strength and so much knowledge that you didn't realize you had. Well, it's something that really supports that change.
Yeah.
And we can all do it. I mean, there's a lot of fear in it, but you embrace the fear, take the fear with you on this ride of a great journey, of a great finding out of what you can really do.
Hmm. And in your story, you talk about, this ripple effect.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
you work with one woman, and and basically you are taking you're taking your story and expanding it because that is your business as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
And so, what kind of impact would you, as you work with these individual women, what kind of impact are you hoping for that ripple effect to look like? If you had this big vision, what's your big vision of the ripple effect look like?
For me, the big vision of the ripple effect would be that people start questioning the plastic. Really start questioning, well, what can I get that's different? And if they know
Oh,
their neighbor or girlfriend buys plant-based Ziploc, which you can get at Fred Meyer, which you can get at PCC, which you can get everywhere, and just supporting the production of really safe ingredients into your life and let that ripple out to people to do it gradually and slowly, because it's not something you can achieve overnight, but
right.
it's something that you can achieve one thing a day.
Isn't that beautiful? I love what you said too about questioning. Questioning are what we are using, how we're doing it. I mean, I'm looking around me and it's like, there's a lot of plastic and so many things. I mean, and these different, and so questioning, could I do it differently? And I think
Yeah.
that is really what you bring to the table. And I love that be questioning about how we're buying things. Could I buy something that isn't plastic and let our dollars speak?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so do you think there's because I know you said it starts with us and looking at our
Mhm.
health. How does that changing these small steps too? How does that change the health within ourselves?
I think it's just people don't realize the impact of seriously what nanoplastic particles do to the body. And it's the thing, but it looks clean, it's clear, it's beautiful, it's simple, it's convenient. And it's like the more knowledge that gets shared about, and that can be just word of mouth. Well,
Mhm.
you do realize that in a week we consume 1 credit card of nanoplastic in our body. And so, hey,
Oh.
let's stop that, because it's something that's insidious and something that we can start reducing,
Mm.
and it's something that we can do simply too. It is a simple process of just changing out things. Just, when you go buy your tomato sauce, go buy it in glass.
Yeah.
And it's okay, you may pay a little bit extra, but a lot of the times you don't. I mean, seriously, you don't pay much extra.
Yeah. Wow, so many great things. I'm so excited for the ladies to learn more about you. So tell me what you would like to leave with the ladies is for some inspiration, hope, to encourage them to write their story. Because the women can still go submit a story at www.faithlifestyles.app. And that we have the questions right there. There's 16 questions that you go and
Mhm.
answer. And so, what would you say to those ladies who have a story about being brave? And it can be a story of anything from health to career to transformation within you, anything like that. What would you say to those ladies?
I would say dive in, just do it, because you will never regret it. You will never regret it.
Yeah.
And if
Oh,
it feels overwhelming, just do one question every second day or every third day. But really, just dive in and just do it.
yeah. Yeah.
You
And you
can,
will discover probably some things about yourself. Was there anything that you discovered about yourself as you wrote your story?
yeah, I discovered that, I really am courageous in some ways.
Yes,
And I
absolutely.
didn't even think that. I mean, I had no knowledge of that. I said, no, 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 I'm just Tina. But when I started going deeper, it was just like, oh, I'm Tina with substance.
Artina was substance. I know at our events we should have something like a courageous badge or something, or sash or something.
Yeah.
I love that how that you discovered that about yourself. Because we don't celebrate ourselves
No, we
very
don't.
often. And this is really a way that we could go, oh, wow, hey, man, I really was brave. And if nothing for anybody else, for yourself to
Yeah.
recognize that. However, what I find so interesting about when women share their stories, different women will come across and pick out different things in your story that inspires them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be something that you said about being brave, or it might be something that special moment with your son,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or even from the beginning, I think I was meant for something more.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know that. You know down deep. I mean, I was fortunate. When those words were spoken and when I was given a message from another lady, I knew, because when it hits deep
Mhm.
and really clear, and that's the truth, then that's what you act on. And it is terrifying. There is no doubt, but you grow so much. You
Yeah.
really grow, and grow in a way that supports who you are as a person, that
Yeah.
gives you that courage, that gives you that uh, independence, that gives you that strength that you didn't really realize you had.
Yes. And the thing I would like to leave the ladies with is women, girlfriends, sisters, you don't have to do it on your own.
No, no, you don't.
Whether you come here and are part of our Fave community and our hashtag, our mission to celebrate women, or another community that fits you, I encourage anyone to go have your tribe, find your tribe of women, even if it's a small tribe. It doesn't have to be a big tribe.
Yeah.
Just women that you can lock arms with, that you can go when you're not feeling brave. They can
Mhm.
remind you that you are brave and that you are enough and that you are worth celebrating. And you are all very special. So
Yeah,
Tina,
yeah.
thank you so much for joining us today and sharing a little bit about what it was like to write your story and share it. And I want to congratulate you on being selected for this book,
Thank
and
you.
excited for the ladies to read your story. So thank you.
Thank you very much.